When I was a small boy, and my dad was a truck driver, every Friday when he was home, we went out to Kilcare Speedway, which was practically right next door to us as we lived in Xenia, Ohio. And we'd watch many of the great drivers race week in and week out. Drivers like Marvin Smith, Carl Smith, Jim Cushman, and of course Neal Sceva. Neal Sceva, one of the toughest competitors in this area or anywhere, but also one of the nicest guys. Always had a smile on your face and was always there to sign the autographs of the kids. And Shadybowl Speedway commemorates Neal Sceva and his career with the Neal Sceva Memorial, a 50-lap late model feature with $5,151 to win. The number 51, of course, being Neal's number that he raced under in his car. And Neal is greatly missed, but it was sure fun watching him race when I was a small boy. It fired me up, was what got me interested in racing, and I knew no matter what, somehow, some way, I wanted to be involved in racing. Also running tonight will be the Pro Streets, the Sportsman, the Mini Stocks, and the E-Modifieds. Up first will be the Fast Car Dashes for everything but the late models. Late models are not going to run a Fast Car Dash. And then after the Fast Car Dashes, we'll line them all up and go feature racing. And right now it's a little cool out here, but not too bad. As I said before, it's a little cool out here, but I have a feeling once the sun goes down, it'll get very cold. On the pole for the first Fast Car Dash for the E-Modifieds, 31, Don Fleming Jr., and outside him the 32 of Jack Woods. Then it's the 2 of Mike Carroll and the 6 car of Jerry Russell.
And we're going to go try it again.
Flagman Frank Brock not liking the start of that race. We're going to try it again, this time coming out of turn number 4. They pick up the throttle, the green flag flies, and we are racing. Leader of lap number 1 is Don Fleming Jr. Running in second is Mike Carroll, Jerry Russell, and Jack Woods. Woods now sideways through turns 3 and 4. Your leader is still Don Fleming Jr. Mike Carroll running in second. And your winner, car number 31, Don Fleming Jr. Fast Car Dash for the E-Modified. Up next, the Sportsman cars. On the pole, car number 92, that's Craig Parker. And car number 10, up from around Columbus way, that's Steve Scott. Inside second row is the 70 machine of Joe Hill. And bringing up the tail, your fast qualifier tonight for the Sportsman cars, 19, Wayne Watercutter.
Spins out on the back straight.
Side by side down the back straightaway. Craig Parker, Steve Scott, Joe Hill, Wayne Watercutter. And with the completion of lap number 1, Craig Parker, your leader. Steve Scott now runs in second. Wayne Watercutter, Joe Hill still side by side for that third position. Now Wayne Watercutter with the advantage. He looks to the outside now of Steve Scott. Wayne Watercutter, car number 19, now running second. 2 laps down, 2 laps to go, halfway in this 4-lap fast car dash.
Here comes the water cutter on the outside.
The white flag, 1 more lap to go for the Craig Parker Wayne Watercutter duo up there up front. Now Wayne Watercutter, your leader. Parker makes one last effort going into turn number 4. Can't quite get it done, and Wayne Watercutter, your winner.
Second was Craig Parker. Third was Steve Scott. Fourth was Joe Hill.
All right, up next will be the mini stock fast car dash. And Jimmy Wyman in the 7 machine, I think, was being shown the black flag. Problems with that car.
And we understand the reason for the black flag on the 7 car is he has a mirror in the car.
And there's our answer from track announcer Earl Isaac, car number 7. He'd be one of the Winchester drivers. Forgot to take his mirror out of his car, disqualified. Doug Zorn spins out, coming down for the green flag in the 88 machine. He gets collected by Ron Otto. I don't think there's too much damage to either one of the cars. So Doug Zorn and Ron Otto having a tough time. And the 7 car back out. Have to get her out of the car. Comes in, tail of the field. Green flag comes out.
Here it goes close, looking for under rim, nothing there. Auto on the outside.
Real interesting. Kurt Otto getting the tough end of the stick there as Doug Zorn loses through turns 3 and 4. Green flag comes out again. Kurt Otto, Doug Zorn, and Jimmy Wyman. Kurt Otto, your leader. Doug Zorn running in second. Then Jimmy Wyman runs third. White flag, 1 more lap to go for car number 71, Kurt Otto. And your winner, car number 71, Kurt Otto. Doug Zorn and Jimmy Wyman round out your top 3. Time for the street stocks now. Daryl Norman and the 7 of Brian Bradbury, 77. Don Townsend Jr. leaking something there, and out back is the 22 of Ron Lewis. Looks like the 77 leaking some fuel out there.
Don Townsend Jr. leaking the gas out the back in the 77 car.
We'll get the 77 car checked out, and we'll be racing here in a couple moments. Through turns 3 and 4. Pick it up the throttle down the front straightaway. Green flag flies, and we are racing. Darrell Norman with the advantage down the back straightaway as Brandeberry slips a little bit through turn 2. Now Townsend Jr. looks underneath for that second spot. Now Ron Lewis and Don Townsend Jr. battle side by side for that second spot. White flag, one more lap to go. And now Don Townsend Jr., your leader. Barnhart falls back to second. And now Ron Lewis try to get around for a second. Your winner, car number 77, Don Townsend Jr. I believe Ron Lewis will get second. And that does it for our Fast Car Dashes. Up next, the 50-lap late model feature. And we do have a bright, clear day here with the video deceptively bright and clear. It's quite chilly. And as the sun gets lower in the sky, the chillier it gets. I'm going to be freezing by the end of the night, I bet you, being up here on this tower. We're about ready for the late model 50-lap Neal Sceva Memorial. And this is how they're going to line up. On the pole, car number 9 from Columbus, Ohio, Danny Eves. Outside him, another one of the Columbus contingent, Jerry Mitchell in the 6th car. Then it's the 70 of Harry Foote and the 92 of Robbie Dean, also from Columbus. Robbie also the 1995 track champion at Columbus Motor Speedway. The 1H car of Tom Henley is next, and outside him, the 11 track champion here at Shadybowl, Dick Dunleavy Jr. 28 Scott Hance is next, and the 101 of Joe Bush, always a bridesmaid, never a bride. Joe Bush finishing second in the main event at Columbus, second in the Shear Memorial here at Shadybowl Speedway. In the next row, car number 24, Don Mahaffey Jr. Outside him, the 81 of Don Wetnall. Car number 2, Dave Brandenburg. And outside him, the 61 of Mike Ward. Car number 26 is next, Bill Cantley. And outside him, the 19 of Carlton Smith. 11 is Tim Felver. 97, Rob Patrick. The 2 of Mike Carroll. The 55 of Roger Wing. The next is the 32 machine, and I apologize to this driver, I don't have a name on him. The 83 of Mike Rush, outside of the 32 car. 36, Randy Van Zant, and the 0 of Donnie Zero Hill. And bringing up the tail, car number 28, Mark Stump, and the 98 of Mike Denny. 24 cars going 50 laps for $5,151 in the Neal Sceva Memorial.
Laps to go.
Flagman Frank Brock gives them the white flag and tells them to take it easy as we're about ready to go racing for 50 laps. Throttle going into turn 3, turn 4. Here we go. With one lap completed, your early leader, car number 9, Danny Eves. Running in second is the 70 of Harry Foote. That is Jerry Mitchell, Tom Henley battling for that 3rd position. Running in 5th is Dick Dunleavy Jr. in the 11 machine. As Mitchell and Henley still battle side by side for that 3rd position. Still Danny Eves, your leader. Harry Foote and Tom Henley now holds down that third position. Jerry Mitchell back to fourth. Dick Dunleavy Jr. looks to the high side of Mitchell as the 28 of Scott Hams takes a peek inside of Dunleavy. And Mitchell slows. Several of the cars check up as Jerry Mitchell, car number 6, slows down the back straightaway. And Mitchell with his hand out the window. This is not a good sign for that car. And we got a car into the wall hard over in turn 2. Can't quite make out who that is just yet. That's 36 of Randy Van Zandt. That car hitting the turn 1 wall very hard. They didn't quite see what happened. We can see the drive shaft laying on the ground. That might have something to do with it. 61 of Mike Ward also involved in that wreck. I see Van Zandt moving around inside the car, so I think he's okay. 19 of Carlton Smith with damage on his car. Sparks coming from the right front as that is crumpled on that car. Mike Carroll stalled in the entrance to pit road, and now the 19 of Carlton Smith stuck in the grass going into the pit area. White flag, one more lap, and we'll be to green flag racing. Green flag. Eves, you're still your leader. Good battle for that second position between Harry Foote and the 1 of Tom Henley. And the caution comes back out. Not sure what the problem is. Whatever the problem was, we got it cleared up and we're about ready to go back to racing. Danny Eves, your leader. Harry Foote and Tom Henley, your top 3 cars. Running fourth is the 11 of Dick Dunleavy Jr. As now Dunleavy looks to the high side of Henley for that third position. And the caution back out as we got a car spinning out on the back straightaway and into the infield. That's the 5S of Gary Estes. I believe I missed Gary in the lineup earlier. I didn't see his car out earlier. I'm sorry, Gary. Missed you in the lineup when I first called it. Flag comes out once again. We're back to racing. Danny Eves, Harry Foote, Tom Henley, and Dick Dunleavy Jr. the top 4 cars. 3 wide going through turn 3. That's the 61 of Mike Ward trying to make his way back up to the pack after going to the pits and being put to the tail. For that earlier incident involving Randy Van Zandt. So Mike Ward with his job cut out for him tonight as he has to make his way all the way back up to the front of the field. Dick Dunleavy Jr. slipping back now in the 11 machine on the outside. The high groove being very slippery. Dunleavy backpedaling through the pack now. He's about in 7th or 8th place, I believe. It's still Danny Eves, Harry Foote, Tom Henley, Scott Hansen, Joe Bush. And then Robbie Dean, and then Dick Dunleavy Jr. as he's gotten back in and in front of Don Wednall. Leaders now encounter lap traffic. Danny Eves trying to find a way around the 2 of Dave Brandenburg and the 5 of Gary Estes. Heavy lap traffic for your leaders. Danny Eves, the first to clear, of course, for being the leader. Now Harry Foote and Tom Henley trying to get around the 97 of Rob Patrick. Got a car spinning over in turn 2. Oh, and collected by the 28 of Mark Stump. Didn't quite tell who that is that spun there. Get a little bit closer look. I can't quite tell who that is that spun. Mark Stump also involved in that. Danny Eves, your leader. Harry Foote and Tom Henley round out your top 3. As they come into turn number 4. We got a car slow in the back of the pack. And the caution does come back out as we had a car slow in the back of the pack. Several cars scrambling to try to get around. And we got a couple cars over turn 4 wall. It's Mike Carroll in the 2 machine, and it appears it might be the 98 of Mike Denny also involved in that. And we got a car going to the pits. That's the 11 of Dick Dunleavy Jr. He'll go to the pit area. We saw that car backpedaling through the pack for this series of cautions here. And the 98 of Mike Denny spins out once again on the back straightaway. Another car spinning out over in turn 4. That's the 0 of Zero Hill. One of Columbus's drivers over here trying his luck out at Shadybowl Speedway. White flag, one more lap to go. Danny Eves, Harry Foote, Tom Henley, Joe Bush, and Robbie Dean. Danny Eves getting some pressure from the Tom Henley machine as Henley looks for a way around. Danny Eves, of course, being a veteran driver, driving on at Columbus Motor Speedway on a weekly basis and also racing here at Shadybowl and some of the other tracks around in the area. Tom Henley, fairly new driver, young driver, never before winning a feature event. These 2 drivers battling for the lead here today. another car spinning out over in turn 1. Everybody gets it low down okay. Can't quite tell who that is. It's one of the white cars. And that's the 98 of Mike Denny with another spin. Over in turn 1. White flag comes out. One more lap to go. Danny Eaves, Tom Henley, Harry Foote, Joe Bush, Don Whitnall, Bill Cantley, Dick Dunleavy Jr. That's a little confusing as Dunleavy went to the pits earlier but was able to get his spot back. I don't know whether the officials had called him in the pits for a possible problem and he didn't have one. And if that is the case, then the officials will give a driver their spot back. And we must assume that is the case with this. Tom Henley, your new leader. Danny Eaves now back to second. Harry Foote runs in third. Joe Bush holding down that fourth position. Tom Henley, car number 1, your new leader. Dunleavy looks to the high side of Bill Cantley. And now to the high side of Don Whitnall. Ooh, Dunleavy almost loses it coming out of turn 2. He slips back a couple of positions. Whitnall and Bill Cantley battling back there. And we got a car spinning out on the back straightaway. And that's the 61 of Mike Ward with a spin once again. Ward having his problems out here tonight. Mike Ward travels through the pit area, getting to his pit stall. He pulls it in and he'll get the much needed service. On the Mike Ward machine. And as we see, Dick Dunleavy Jr. was back up in the pits and he'll come back out on the track. And once again, I'm confused. Dick Dunleavy Jr. Mike Ward appears to go to the tail of the field for going into the pits, and Dick Dunleavy Jr. gets his spot back. Interesting. Green flag flies and we are racing. And the caution comes back out. We are not racing. Mike Ward did get his spot back also, so there must have been a rule change or something. Maybe they are allowed to go to the pit area. I don't know. I'm not the track official, so I just call them like I see them. Green flag comes back out. We are racing once again. Got a car loose going through turns 1 and 2. Loose again. That's the 61 of Mike Ward. Ward having problems really chasing the hang here tonight with that 61 machine. Still Tom Henley, your leader. Harry Foote underneath Danny Eves. They touch slightly in turn 2. And again, and Eves up and over the wall. Danny Eves, car number 9, up and over the wall. He stops at the pit exit. We see him moving around. He's getting out of the car. Flames come out, oil fire in the engine. That should extinguish itself pretty quickly. And Danny Eves is not a happy camper. And a little point of the finger to the 70 machine of Harry Foote. And Danny Eves is not a happy man. That car is a mess as he went up and over the wall down the back straightaway. I don't think I've ever seen that here. I've seen cars flip before down the front straightaway, mini stocks especially, but I've never seen a car go up and over the wall down the back straightaway. Danny Eves coming out down to the front straightaway to talk to Harry Foote. Looks as if a very cordial conversation, little talk there.
Just here at the 70 car. While they tell his way off the pit road up there.
And a shake of the hand. Good sportsmanship. Danny Eves, Harry Foote shaking hands. And the crowd likes to see that.
And an act of sportsmanship, they shook hands. They go on about their business. Way to go, Danny. Glad to see you okay, buddy.
So our leader is Tom Henley, Harry Foote, Joe Bush, Don Wetnall, Bill Cantley, Roger Wing, Dick Dunleavy Jr., and Donnie Zero Hill. We should get the green flag next time by. Bush and Harry Foote doing battle now for that second position as Tom Henley opens out a significant lead. About a half a straightaway lead that Tom Henley has on your second place car of Harry Foote. Still Tom Henley, your leader. Harry Foote, 101 of Joe Bush, runs third. Then it looks like Don Wetnall, Bill Cantley, Roger Wing, and Dick Dunleavy Jr. rounding out your top 6 cars. couple cars over in turn 4. Can't quite tell who that is. One is Mike Ward, and then the 83 of Mike Rush. So Mike Ward really having his problems here tonight. He has almost been involved in every incident that has happened on the track tonight. White or green flag, and we are back to racing. Once again, it's Tom Henley, still your leader. Henley, Joe Bush, your first 2 cars. Joe Bush trying to better himself a little bit in this race. Like I said before, he always seems to finish second in these races as the 97 of Rob Patrick spins out over in turn 4. Joe Bush, Harry Foote, Don Whitnall, and Bill Cantley round out your top 5, top 5. And I believe it's Robbie Dean, Dick Dunleavy, and Mike Carroll coming up next. More cars spinning out over in turn 4. It looks like the 98 of Mike Denny. And I can't quite tell who the other car is. Mike Denny sitting down here on the front straightaway. He went through the dirt, and it's the 97 of Rob Patrick once again. So both Rob Patrick and Mike Denny not having the best of luck here tonight. Still Tom Henley, Joe Bush. I believe that was the white flag. One more lap to go for your leader, car number 1, Tom Henley. And his crew already jumping up and down in the infield. Tom Henley, first feature win ever, car number 1H. Finishing second is our annual bridesmaid, Joe Bush in the 101 machine. In 3 events this year that have been videotaped by Pennstroke Productions that Joe Bush has attended. And he's finished second in all those. The main event, the Sceva Memorial, or the Shear Memorial, and now the Neal Sceva Memorial. And your winner, once again, car number 1H, Tom Henley Jr. Shadybowl Modifieds are up next. On the pole, car number 9 is Kenny Rutherford. Outside of him is the 19 of Wayne Watercutter. Then it's the 51 of Jerry Winget, the 11 of Josh Baltus, 31 Don Fleming Jr., and the 32 of Jack Woods. 2 is Mike Carroll, 6 Jerry Russell, 3 Jerry Stapleton, 57 Joe Hill, this year's sportsman track champion at Killcare Speedway. 22 is Tom Randolph, 71 Sam Heckman, 87 John Fitzgerald, 27 Gene Ginn, 67 Lee Raymond, outside of him the 17 of Jeremy Neiswanger, 22 is Scott Reeser, outside of him is one of the 1 cars, I'm not sure which one it is, so it's just number 1. And then it's the 98 of Mike Rush, 35 Greg Winget, now back car number 4, Kenny George. Shadybowl Modifieds coming up next for their feature event. I believe this will also be 50 laps. White flag comes out, we should get a green flag next time by.
Okay, 25 laps of racing, here we go.
Picking up the throttle on turn 4, green flag flies, we are racing. With 1 lap completed, your leader is car number 9, Kenny Rutherford. 19, Wayne Watercutter runs in second. Jerry Winget runs third. That's Don Fleming Jr., Mike Carroll, and Jerry Stapleton. Still Kenny Rutherford, your leader. Good battle between Jerry Winget, Mike Carroll, Don Fleming Jr., 3 wide as they came out of turn number 4. Now Carroll looks to the high side of Jerry Winget as Don Fleming Jr. got off the track a little bit there in turn 2. Car sideways, that's the 32 of Jack Woods. He gets into the side of Jerry Russell. Finally, Woods spins going into turn number 1. I think everybody makes a pass without touching him, though. And that brings out our first caution for the Modifieds. Caution comes out once again for the 35 of Greg Winget, spinning down the front straightaway, right in front of the flag stand. leader is the number 2 of Mike Carroll. Kenny Rutherford runs second. Wayne Watercutter holds down that 3rd position. And I'm not quite sure what went on there, but I believe the caution will come back out as Mike Carroll not coming up to speed. And they were 3 wide going across the stripe. This time the green flag comes out. Mike Carroll, Kenny Rutherford, Wayne Watercutter, Greg Wingett. Excuse me, Jerry Wingett. The 51 machine, Greg Wingett, drives the 35, and the caution comes back out. Green flag back out once again, and same result. Mike Carroll, your leader, and we got a car blowing a motor big time. Didn't quite see who that was, but we're going to have to take a look at the track and make sure that there's no fluids out there on the track. The track's been taken care of. White flag comes out. We should get a green flag next time by. Mike Carroll, Wayne Watercutter, Jerry Wingett, Don Fleming Jr., Jerry Stapleton, Tom Randolph, Josh Baltus, and Lee Raymond. Jr. looking to the high side of Jerry Stapleton. Jerry Wingett also right there. This battle for the 3rd, 4th, and 5th positions. Your leader still Mike Carroll, Wayne Watercutter in the 19 car. Brand new car out for Wayne Watercutter in the modifieds. Never been on the track before, running second in this race. So we got another caution. So Wayne Watercutter doing quite well tonight. Gene Ginn involved in that. Jack Woods once again. And I can't quite make out who that is. It's one, I believe that was the 35 of Greg Wingett. White flag, one more lap, and we will be back to green flag racing. Mike Carroll, Wayne Watercutter, Jerry Wingett, Don Fleming Jr., Jerry Stapleton, Josh Baltus, Lee Raymond, John Fitzgerald, and the rest of the field. Can't quite make out who a lot of those cars are. A lot of black cars and a lot of white cars. It makes it very difficult to see those numbers on the video. Green flag comes back out once again, and we are racing. Remember what I said earlier about when the sun went down that I felt it would get real cold and be real cold? It did, and it is. It is freezing up here. But we're seeing some good racing out on the track. Mike Carroll, your leader. Wayne Watercutter running in second. Got a car slow in turn 4. Finally, he picks up the throttle. That's the 22 of Scott Reeser. Don't know what happened to that car. It just seemed to shut off. He's back running now. No caution. Jerry Stapleton slides high. Don Fleming Jr. looks to the inside down the front straightaway. Can't quite capitalize on it. Stapleton falls back into that 4th position. Running 3rd is the 51 of Jerry Wingett. 2nd is, of course, Wayne Watercutter, and Mike Carroll still leading it. Good battle here in the back of the pack. That's the 87 of John Fitzgerald. Another one of those black cars, and I believe the 6 of Jerry Russell. 17 of Jeremy Niswanger there running in the center, the black car. And we go back to your leader, Mike Carroll, car number 2. Quite handily running this race. Stapleton, Don Fleming Jr. as Fleming Jr. is still trying to find a way around that 3 car. And now Woods looks to the inside of Lee Raymond down the front straightaway. Can't quite get that job done though. Falls back into that spot behind him. Whatever that one is. Lee Raymond runs in 7th and Jack Woods 8th, but he's trying to change that point right now as the leader encounters lap traffic. Now we've seen in the past at times the lap traffic can make quite a difference here. As the leader, if the leader has trouble getting around the lap traffic, which doesn't appear to be the case with Mike Carroll, but if the leader has trouble with the lap traffic, those second, third, and fourth place cars can close up very quickly. Kenny Rutherford slowed down the front straightaway in the 9 machine. Your early leader, very slow down the front straightaway. He'll limp it back into the pit area. He'll have some time now to do it as we got a car spinning out in turn number 3. I believe that's the 1 car. I believe that's Rick Flaherty in the 1F, but don't quote me on that, and I apologize if I'm wrong because there is 1, 2, 3, 4 different 1 cars. I know the 1M, orange and white, is Jeff Foltz, and the other 1 cars, it could either be Dave Duncan, Rick Flaherty, or John Rainey, but I think it's Rick Flaherty, and we don't get a start this time by Lineman Frank Brock not liking the starts here tonight. The guy's being very much in a hurry, and Frank Brock not waiting until he gets a start that he likes and lets him be in a single file line. Green flag comes out. That time we are back to racing. Mike Carroll still your leader. Wayne Watercutter running in second. White flag comes out. Third belongs to the 51 of Jerry Winget, and your winner will be Mike Carroll, Wayne Watercutter, Jerry Winget, Jerry Stapleton, and Don Fleming Jr. round out your top 5 cars.
Wayne Watercutter finishing second, his first appearance in an E-Mod. Third was Jerry Winget.
And your winner, car number 2, Mike Carroll.
When he gets around here was Mike Carroll.
And now it's time for your limited sportsman feature. And they'll line up this way. Car number 21, Buddy Townsend on the pole. The 5 of Larry Harris. 17 is Sam Heckman. 24, Travis McIntyre. 92, Craig Barker. And outside him, the 10 of Steve Scott. 70, Joe Hill. 19, Wayne Watercutter. 115 of Al Lease. The 7 of Ron Poole. 12 is Chad Poole. 13, Jerry Johns. 2, Dave Brandenburg. 33, Carl Stapleton. 30, Bill Huntley. 63, Terry Bertie, 4, Brett Oakley, and 35, Tom Idle. A couple of track champions out here tonight. Carl Stapleton, of course, the track champion for the Limited Sportsman here at Shadybowl Speedway. And Joe Hill, car number 70, track champion for the same cars, which are called the late models, at Killcare Speedway. Killcare, of course, not running the super late models, so these cars are called the late model at Killcare. And Joe Hill basically being Mr. Consistency at Killcare, coming away with the track championship. Green flag comes out and we are racing, and Larry Harris, what a jump on the lead. Townsend runs in second. 24 of McIntyre looks to the high side of Buddy Townsend in the 21 machine. Now McIntyre runs second. Buddy Townsend back to third. Fourth place car is 17, Sam Heckman. Ooh, a couple cars get together there. The 92, Craig Parker. The 10 of Steve Scott. A little bit of fender bumping and paint traded. But everybody keeps it on going, and we keep racing, no caution. Your leader is still the 5 of Larry Harris. Travis McIntyre running in second. Third is Craig Parker. 70, Joe Hill. 21, Buddy Townsend. Steve Scott looking to the high side of Buddy Townsend. 19, Wayne Watercutter trying to find a way around both cars. Scott now slight advantage down the front straightaway. Townsend pulls it back up even through turns 1 and 2. Now Steve Scott has that position. Wayne Watercutter moves to the outside of Buddy Townsend now. Steve Scott runs in the 5th position. And Wayne Watercutter running in 6th now. As we pan the camera back through the tail of the field, your leader still Larry Harris. 24, Travis McIntyre running in second. And now Sam Heckman looks to the high side. I believe that was the 115 of Al Lease that he was looking to the high side of. Couple cars side by side up near the front of the pack. That's Joe Hill and Wayne Watercutter. As Chad Poole and Buddy Townsend do battle now, side by side. And now Watercutter already around Hill and looking to the high side of Parker. Wayne Watercutter, and caution comes out. So I was about to say, Wayne Watercutter really on the move. That car really hooked up tonight. But that's not too much of a surprise, that as he has been a 3-in-a-row winner, and he's going for his 4th win of the season, or not of the season, but 4th win in a row here tonight. And the 63 of Terry Pertee going to the pit area. We saw him up there on the hill, barely behind some trucks. We should get a green flag this time by the stripe. Larry Harris, Travis McIntyre, Craig Parker, Wayne Watercutter, Joe Hill, Steve Scott. Jerry Jones with a spin in turn 4. Car number 13, Jerry Jones finished 2nd in the points this year at Columbus Motor Speedway in the Limited Sportsman. And as you can see, many of these cars, even though they're Limited Sportsman cars, they have the wedge body style, the very sharp, severe rear end, giving it a wedge look. Those cars run at Columbus Motor Speedway, Columbus Motor Speedway, a little more liberal on their body styles for the Limited Sportsman than some of these other tracks. Killcare, for instance, you must run stock front end and stock rear end on these cars, at least as far as body. And that's about it but stock, really. But the front end and the rear end must be stock appearing. Larry Harris, your leader, but here comes Wayne Watercutter around the 24 of Travis McIntyre. Wayne Watercutter now runs 2nd. He sets his sights on the leader of the 5 car of Larry Harris. Watercutter and Harris side by side through turns 1 and 2, down the back chute. Still side by side. It's Watercutter on the outside, Larry Harris on the inside. Watercutter with a slight advantage out of turn 4. Now Wayne Watercutter, your leader. Larry Harris falls back to 2nd. It's Wayne Watercutter, Larry Harris, Travis McIntyre, Craig Parker, Joe Hill, and Steve Scott. We've got a car hard into the turn 4 wall. That is the second running car, and your early leader, car number 5, Larry Harris. Hard into the turn 4 wall, bringing out a caution. Resetting the field for you with the white flag. One more lap to go. We'll be back to green flag racing. It is, of course, Wayne Watercutter, your leader. Craig Parker now runs second. Joe Hill, Steve Scott. Your top 4 cars. Then it's, I believe that's Chad Poole in the 12 machine. Sam Heckman and the rest of the field. Wayne Watercutter, your leader. Craig Parker running in second. A couple of cars getting together in the back of the pack. Of course, by the time we get back there to it, they've all straightened up and keep it on going. Green flag conditions stay out, no caution. Couple cars side by side. That's Dave Brandenburg moving around Al Lease in the 115 machine. Now Brandenburg spins over in turn 2. Dave Brandenburg, uncharacteristic spin over in turn 2. And he gets collected. Another car hits him. That's the 7 of Ron Poole. And Travis McIntyre in the 24 car also spins. Wayne Watercutter, Craig Parker, Joe Hill, Steve Scott, Chad Poole, Sam Heckman, Al Lease, and then Carl Stapleton. Wayne Watercutter going for 4 in a row tonight. Stapleton looks to the high side of Al Lease coming through turns 1 and 2. Now Carl Stapleton has the position. And now Brett Oakley in the 4 machine spins over in turn 1 and collects the wall.
Yeah, but he's going to spin down here.
White flag comes out, one more lap. We'll be back to green flag racing. Your leader is Wayne Watercutter. 92 Craig Parker runs in second. 70 Joe Hill holding down that 3rd position. Green flag comes out and we are back to green. Wayne Watercutter still your leader. Craig Parker, Joe Hill, Sam Heckman, Chad Poole. Poole with a good run today. Running in the 5th position. Hill gets a little touch from Steve Scott. Hill gets loose, no caution. Hill now side by side with Sam Heckman. White flag, one more lap and we'll be finished with this one. And Wayne Watercutter, number 4. Wayne Watercutter, car number 19, your winner, Craig Parker, Steve Scott, Chad Poole, Sam Heckman, and Joe Hill. Wayne Watercutter, 4 in a row here tonight. And a little tap from Joe Hill to Steve Scott, saying that he didn't appreciate the tap he got from Steve Scott during the race. Once again, your winner, car number 19, Wayne Watercutter. And now it's time for the mini stocks. On the pole, car number 45, Eddie Flora. Outside of him, the 01 of Gene Grace. Inside second row, Steve Clarkson in the 16 machine. Outside of him, the 37 of Rob Wyman. 7 is Jimmy Wyman, 88 Doug Zorn. They make up row number 3. Row number 4 is 71 Kurt Otto and the 24 Jeff Volks. Next is the 13 of Pat Robertson and the 21 of Donnie Miller. 6 is Ron Wells and the 911 of Rich Clark. 54 Steve Egbert, and outside of him the 02 machine. 98 is Donnie. 16 Mike Bell. 91 Reggie Ollinger and the 7 of Bill Argabright. 25 Mike Grizzly and the 33 of Mike Heck, and bringing up the tail, car number 12. We're about ready to go green flag racing.
And here we go.
And no green that time. The 02 car spins out down the front straightaway. They were spread out pretty good too, so there was no green that time. Looks like a bumper on the ground. Bumper off the 02 car, in fact.
Just when you thought it was safe. A minute.
All right, white flag. We should get a green flag next time by the stripe. Complete restart. Throttles, they come through turns 3 and 4. Green flag. Your leader, Gene Grace, runs in second, and Grace into the back end of the floor. Oh, and hard into the wall, the 37 of Wyman. Several other cars involved in that. Looks like the 21 of Donnie Miller, the 24 of Jeff Volts also involved. Coming out to check on the 37 of Rob Wyman. Wyman hitting the wall very hard over in turn 4. That sideways motion, that always kind of worries me when they hit sideways like that. And
action here was looked like Rob Wyman taking a heck of a hit into the outside wall, and they're trying to work on him down there now.
And Jimmy Wyman running over to see the condition of his brother. Rob Wyman is awake and talking to the officials, and word is that he is complaining of neck pain, so they're going to be very careful to get him out of that car, and they're going to transport him and check him out at the hospital. And the Donnie Miller car really tore up bad, the 21 machine.
Okay, up there, just a little shaken up.
And Jeff Volts, you can't see it from this side, but the front end of that car basically ripped off. And Jeff Volts has to be one of the favorites out here tonight. All right, complete restart. We've rearranged the field to reflect the cars that aren't able to restart. So it's Steve Clarkson on the pole. Outside him, Gene Grace, then Jimmy Wyman and Doug Zorn. Green flag, and we are back to racing. And flagman Frank Brock not liking that start. Yellow comes back out. We'll get them realigned and get back racing here in just a moment. Steve Clarkson, your leader. The 01 of Gene Grace running in second. Jimmy Wyman running third. 71 Kurt Otto holds down that fourth position. Doug Zorn running back there in fifth in the 88 machine. Traffic. Leader Steve Clarkson. 01 Gene Grace, Jimmy Wyman, Kurt Otto, and the 88 of Doug Zorn. Thirteen cars spinning out over turn two. That'll bring out a caution. Still your leader. Jimmy Wyman now applying pressure to Gene Grace, trying to get around for that second position. Kurt Otto and Doug Zorn rounding out your top five. Of Rich Clark moving there in sixth position, trying to find a way around the 88 of Doug Zorn. Slow traffic. Leaders split them down the front straightaway. Everybody gets by okay. And the 01 of Gene Grace slows as he comes out of turn number two. Gene Grace, your second place car. Off the pace. And now Jimmy Wyman looks to the inside of Steve Clarkson. Can't quite get the job done going through turns one and two. Wyman once again to the inside. Through turns one and two, they're side by side. Out of two, down the back chute, and now Jimmy Wyman, your leader. Steve Clarkson back to second. Kurt Otto third, Doug Zorn, and Rich Clark. Jimmy Wyman looking to the inside of the 16 car. Everybody gets around just fine. coming up on the lap traffic now. Heavy traffic as they're battling side by side also. And now Wyman trying to find a way around the 33 and 13 machines. And they touch. Going into turn number 1. Wyman spins. So does Clarkson to avoid. And Kurt Otto stopped right there in turn 2 also. Don't believe he touched anybody though. All right, your leader now, 16 Steve Clarkson, 71 Kurt Otto, 88 Doug Zorn, 911 Rich Clark. After that, I don't know. Green flag. To the inside of Steve Clarkson down the front straightaway. New leader, Kurt Otto, car number 71. Now Doug Zorn will look to the inside of Clarkson, going down the back chute for that second position. And now Doug Zorn runs second, and here comes Rich Clark, now running third. Clarkson back to fourth, just that quick. Doug Zorn, Rich Clark, Steve Clarkson. Now Rich Clark looks to the inside of Doug Zorn down the front straightaway. Ooh, a little bit of contact there as lap traffic gets a little bit in the way. And now Rich Clark runs second. Doug Zorn back to third. Steve Clarkson still holding down fourth. And now Kurt Otto has a little bit of breathing room in the lead. And your winner, as the 33 car spins out one last time, your winner, car number 71, Kurt Otto.
And your winner, 71.
Feature of the night, the street stocks on the pole. Car number 70 down from around Columbus, Ohio, Heavy Hill. Outside him, the 27 of Junior Maddox. Car number 99, Chuck McClure, this year's Kill Care track champion for the Pro Stocks. And outside him, the number 28 of Justin Alsop, this year's track champion for the beginner stocks at Kill Care Speedway. 15, Jim Robbins. Outside of him, the 7 of Brian Brandenberry. 77, Don Townsend Jr. The 22 of Ron Lewis. 3 is David Barnhart. 11, Ed Lawrence. 75, Joe Hines. 36, Jimmy Romans. 17, Mike Derflinger. 31, Brian Ballman. 71, Dave McPherson. 57, Tim Hines. 65, Jack McGill. 52, Mike Miller. And then there's a car there, a black car. And I can't quite make out the number on it on the video. He's inside next to the last row. Then the 52 of Dan Philpott, I believe the guy's name is, one of Eldor Speedway's normal street stock drivers, and out back on the tail, car number 67, Steve Rickard. And we got a car spinning right off the bat. That's the 27 of Junior Maddox. Several other cars spin over in turn 2, and that'll bring out a caution. I would like to take this opportunity to remind you that not only does Pennstroke Pro Production videotape this Indian Summer Racing Series here at Shadybowl Speedway, but at Columbus Motor Speedway, Kilcare Speedway, Kilcare Dragway, and Winchester Speedway. Midwest's finest video racing series, Pennstroke Productions. Green flag back out. Heavy Hill Junior Maddox get together once again, and a whole bunch of cars in the back get together. It looks like the 7 of Brian Brandenberry, 77 of Don Townsend Jr. Also some cars over in turn 3 getting together. 22 Ron Lewis, I think, also involved in this incident, as the 15 of Jim Robbins is involved. 67 Steve Rickard, looks like there's some fluid coming out of that car. Or excuse me, that's the 11 of Ed Lorenz out there. Fluid coming out of the front end of that car.
And Frank shows him the white flag.
White flag, one more lap, we'll be back to racing. Comes out. Junior Maddox taking the point, going through turns 1 and 2. Heavy Hill falls back to second. And a three-way battle for third between Chuck McClure, Justin Alsop, and the 3 of David Barnhart. Also tucking his nose in there is the 7 of Brian Brandenberry. Maddox still your leader. Heavy Hill running in second. And it's Chuck McClure, David Barnhart, and Brian Brandenberry. Top 5 cars. Now Brandenberry looks from the inside of Barnhart as Barnhart takes a peek to the high side of Chuck McClure. Brandenberry now takes over that 4th position. And here comes the 77 of Don Townsend Jr. Jr. a little sideways through turn 1. He gathers it back in, but loses the spot to Jim Robbins. spinning, a couple cars spinning out over turn 1 and 2. Justin Alston and the 36, Jimmy Roman. Green flag comes back out, and we're back to racing. And we got another car spinning out over in turn 4. That's the 65 of Jack McGill. Got a car into the tire barrier over there on the back straightaway. Can't quite make that out who that is. Was 27, no, 27 Junior Maddox, your leader. 70 Heavy Hill running in second. City Hill, Chuck McClure, Ryan Renderberry, Jim Robinson, up 5 cars, or excuse me, Dave Barnhart in the 3 car, not Jim Robinson, 15, that was Dave Barnhart. Top 5 cars. Junior Maddox still leading it. Heavy Hill running in second. Heavy pressure on Hill from the 99 of Chuck McClure. Don Townsend Jr. riding the high side, battling with Brian Brandeberry side by side. The 77 on the outside, the 7 on the inside. Chuck McClure also right there at 99. Got another car spinning. Looks like the 7, Brian Brandeberry. And Brian Brandeberry with a good run, but it looks like it's over with as steam pours out of the hood of that car. White flag, this time by the stripe. And we'll be back to green flag racing for 4 more laps. comes back out. 4 laps to go for your leader, Junior Maddox. Heavy Hill running, Chuck McClure third. Fourth is the 77 Townsend Jr. Good battle between the 22, Ron Lewis, and the 67, Steve Rickard. Flag for Junior Maddox, this time the stripe. As the 1990-95 season comes to a close, a half a lap to go for Junior Maddox, your leader of the street stocks here tonight at Shadybowl Speedway. And coming out of turn number 4, your winner, car number 27, Junior Maddox. Heavy Hill, Chuck McClure, and Don Townsend Jr. round out your top 3 cars, top 4 cars. I'm Nate Pennington. On behalf of everybody from Penstroke Productions, I want to thank you for purchasing this videotape, and we'll see you next year at the track.